Got a question from Virginia Beach asking what can we do to get small businesses hiring again. One of the things we shouldn't do is do a repeat of the kind of debt and deficit debacle we did at the beginning of August, where I think we robbed a lot of small businesses and frankly a lot of Americans of confidence that the political leadership in America could get their act together to put together a long-term deficit reduction plan. I think that was very harmful to confidence across the country, and small businesses pulled in. We've seen now in third quarter results folks losing some of that confidence. So let's make sure we try to push some of the politics aside, particularly related to debt and deficit issues going forward. Second is, I think we have to recognize that there's not a silver bullet here. We have used some of our major governmental tools. We've used government stimulus, we've lowered interest rates, but there are some targeted things that we can do, I think, to help small businesses. One is we've got to do a better job of getting credit to small businesses. The SBA has improved some of its bureaucracy. I think there's more we can do there. We did promote a small business lending bill, but it took a year for the Treasury to get the money out to some of these banks that would be then targeted to do additional small business lending. We did see in the month of September finally about $17 million that can be leveraged up coming to Virginia-based banks. Step in the right direction, but it took way too long. Third thing we need to do is we do need to look at some of our regulations. I've been working on a regulatory review bill for some time that would cut back, particularly on small businesses, some of the regulatory burden. Too many government agencies always add new regulations and never look at going back and cleaning up those regulations that have outlived their usefulness and purpose. I've got some legislation that will be bipartisan that will try to address that problem in the coming weeks. But at the end of the day, the most important thing I think we can do is reinstall consumer confidence. An awful lot of Americans, we kind of look at this as always glass half empty at this point, but there's an awful lot of good things happening in our economy. Corporate balance sheets are much healthier today than they were in 2008. A lot of American families have actually cut back on their level of indebtedness. That's good news as well. It seems like every time we start to get a little bit of momentum behind us, though, something happens. We need, as Americans, and particularly those of us from a political leadership standpoint, need to show that we can work together on our problems. And I particularly believe the debt and deficit, where I've spent a lot of my time, is a terribly important focus, to show that we're not going to mess things up, at least. And I think that, as much as anything, that confidence-building activity, I've been advocating a $4 trillion deficit reduction plan that would be bipartisan, that would be fair and balanced, building off our so-called Gang of Six efforts. That might do as much to re-spark some confidence that would then help small businesses get out there and have that confidence to go out and hire that extra person, particularly as we get into the holiday seasons, that might just jumpstart this economy.